Hi, welcome back. Hello, folks, students and professionals. Let's try to understand the topic today is invoice list. What is invoice list and why we have to create it in SAP ECC or S4 HANA? Okay, let's try to understand this. The transaction code for creating invoice list is VF21. Before that, I would like to show you, okay, what is invoice list? Okay, let's try to understand invoice list. Okay, you can say the consolidation of multiple invoice of a particular customer on certain terms and conditions, certain parameters. If it is matching, then we will call it as a invoice list. For example, you have created invoice 123, okay, and you have created one more invoice 345, and here you have created one more invoice, you have created one more invoice like this. Okay, let's assume all these are the different invoices which is got created by X customer. Okay, for X customer, we raised an invoice. So this invoice value is like 1,000 USD. Okay, so this one is like 2,000 USD, US dollars, and this one is 2,500 USD. Okay, and this one is 4,000 USD. Okay, so like that, you assume that in a month or else in a quarter or once in a week. So for example, if you take manufacturing industry or else if you take, you have a contract with certain customer, but the quantities consumed by multiple partial quantities against a certain contract, but your invoice list, the list of invoices got created a huge. Okay. So for example, in a month or in a quarter or else against a certain contract, after consuming certain partial quantities, this is the due you need to collect from your customer. What is the total of this? 9,500. Let's try to total is so equal to, okay, sum of, let's try to make a total of all these invoice total is, in this example, the customer supposed to pay 9,500 USD. Okay, so the consolidation is fine. Like when we supposed to raise this consolidation, that again depends on particular date of particular invoice date. Okay, so invoice date, so that date we'll call it as invoice list date. So all these invoices consolidated and it will be created as a some common invoice number with 9,500 USD. Okay, in this context. So what is the objective? When you would like to create a invoice list from customer, you would like to consolidate all the invoices from the customer and you would like to generate a single invoice. This is first invoice, this second invoice, third invoice, fourth invoice, all are clubbed together. The total he's supposed to pay is 9,500. Probably you might have a doubt like, do we have other discount conditions and other like taxes? Everything is common. Okay, everything is common. Your tax also will be calculated and accumulated, the cumulated value of all invoice consolidated, and it will be raised as a single invoice. So since all these multiple invoices, okay, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, all four invoices created as a one single invoice. Okay, assume that this is 0011. Okay, 11 is the invoice number. So it is the consolidation of all these invoices. This one we will call it as a invoice list. What is the basic advantage for customer for raising invoice list? For example, in a quarter, okay, so for example, you take Jan, Feb, okay, okay, you take Jan, Feb, and March. All quarter, here some 7 invoices for the same customer. Here some 6 invoices. Here some 5 invoices. Okay. So this is small count. For your understanding, I'm telling an example. Okay. So the total is somewhere like So let me put it in this way. Total of this all put together, it is 18 invoices. 18 invoices, so that he's, so assume that all these invoices in PDF, so his paperwork will be reduced. Certain times let me explain the advantages. You can your so the first advantage, like you can collect on customers interest by consolidation. Okay, so that means you can take the collection of everything at the same time. Second advantage, no missing invoices between days or months or quarters or half years or years. Anytime when you rise, the collection should be very clear. Okay. Third one, no confusion in auditing, company auditing. Okay. Auditing. It creates confidence within company, at finance and customer side. Okay. All these are the advantages. Okay. So when you are collecting like this on this 9,500, it's like you would like to encourage, but it might be there, it might not be there. In certain companies there is some discount called factoring discount. Okay, at pricing level there is some discount called factoring discount. Okay, factoring at 1%. So for example, I say that, so it might be simple value, it might be like 1 crore US dollars or else 10,000 pounds or something like that. If you calculate here this into, okay, into 1 divided by 100, so 95 US dollar. See, suppose at a time above all four invoices, if it is settled down, I'm just additionally giving 1% or 0.5 additional discount. That means it is advantage for both customer as well as company, because company should satisfy, I mean satisfy the customer by giving a little discount. And overall, for example, if this is $9,500 is fine. For example, it is like a big number somewhere, like this number is supposed to pay. Okay, on this, suppose this is the biggest collection is pending from customers. Such a case, 1% he can sacrifice. Okay, so the collection will be faster. So one thing is like your collections will be faster. Okay, it will save paperwork and save confusion at the end user end. Okay, auditing, a lot of things will be there. So generally invoice list, it's always company's interest. For example, if you take retail industry, retail like Unilever or else something like Britannia or else Reliance, certain industries, it is very, very difficult for them to track down each and every pin of the invoice. Of course, SAP is a top software, but invoice list is one of the top functionality which will be helpful. Okay, let's try to see how to create invoice list and what are all the configuration and what exactly the advantages I have explained, and what is the factoring discount, it is more important. So the document type is LR and invoice type is F2. Okay, so factoring discount condition type is RL00, and to print the output determination is RL00. Okay, sorry, this is LR00, it's a print mistake. Let me correct this. A letter difference I have corrected. This is LR00, RL00, whatever it may be the case. Okay. So let's try to check all these things in another few minutes. Okay. So let's go to the SAP system. Okay. Before that, I would like to request you. Okay. So if you are not yet subscribed my channel, please subscribe to get more inputs like this. And I would like to ask you, currently I'm holding 6,000 plus students, and here is the place. Okay, let me show you all the business processes, what it is going to be covered in S4 HANA. I have explained. If you'd like to learn same thing in ECC, one more course, it is there. These are two are the highest rated courses at Mind. So these two courses will cover a lot of interview questions on your learning. If your learning is proper, there is no specific interview questions not required. You don't require to get shortcuts before alive for the solutions. Okay, your learning. So you can see these are the two courses for pricing, and this is one of my top course, sales and distribution, 112 hours with 425 lectures. All these are the different courses available. I'm just providing these links below of this video. Okay, these prices vary Monday to Friday. Anytime it will be available, like somewhere around 499 or 525. Below 600 you can able to try, need not buy this much cost. Okay, each course actually. So let me go back to my channel. Currently I'm holding 838 videos. If you really want, you can able to give a try. Okay, so let's get on to the SAP system. Okay, so let me log in and we'll try to see what are all the settings required for this. So let's come here. Okay, now first setting, let me explain you this one. So let's try to check this customer. So let's choose, let's go to the sales area tab. If you look at here, there is something called billing document. If you look at here, this is the factory calendar. You are going to assign it two places. Invoice dates is the functionality. Someone is asked an interview question, you can explain that. Invoice date, in a particular date, in a particular month, and a particular week, or else when invoice need to be generated for certain customer, it will be controlled by this one, invoice date. In the similar way, invoice list, when it is supposed to be generated for customer in a month, in a quarter, or 15th of certain date, so that also controlled by invoice list date. This is a France customer. I have chosen the standard. So invoice list dates, the calendar assignment is the first setting. Okay, now go to the general data. You can see this is the France customer. Okay, if you want, you can able to choose the region also. Probably I can choose this one. Okay, the center, and save this. Okay, let me try to show you other settings. Okay, now go to SPRO, reference IMG. So let's come here, this sales and distribution. Okay, let's go to the billing first. Okay, so billing documents, define billing types. Let me show you the document type which is used to generate invoice list. Okay, the LR is the invoice list. If you look at here, so the number range. Okay, so this is the key to generate an invoice list. Okay, like how we have inquiry, quotation, and all those things, right? The attributes of invoice list will be controlled by 3. Okay, so in the similar way, you have a credit memo list and all those stuff. Okay, so invoice list can be the collection of your credit memos, the collection of your debit memos, the collection of your invoices. Okay, as of now, the document type is LR and number range. And when it comes to other things, I need not explain. So this is for canceling your invoice list, LRS, and this is the account determination procedure. Okay, and this is the output determination procedure, and to generate invoice list printout. Okay, and this is like header and item partners and all those stuff. Okay, so first you have to remember invoice list document type is LR, So someone is asking your interview questions, and which list of invoices, which collection of invoices you would like to concentrate on. For example, invoice created by using F2. Okay, in the similar way, credit memo is created by CR. So all these F2 documents, F2, the invoices which is going to generated by F2 is controlled by, to generate an invoice list. The collection of the consolidation of the list will be controlled by this LR, invoice list type will be assigned here. Okay, in the similar way, if you go to the CR, for credit memos also, same LR you are going to use. Okay, let's put the CR, it is not there, someone deleted. Okay, let's go to the G2, sorry, G2. So this credit memo list is LG. Okay, in the similar way, what I would say, L2, L2 is debit memo. Debit memo is controlled by again LR. Invoice, all collection of the invoice is controlled by LR. All collection of debit memos controlled by LR. But what is the difference between credit memo, debit memo, and your invoice is only LG is the document type which is specifically used for your credit memos. Okay, so let's try to concentrate on F2. Probably remaining things you can able to try. This document category is M here. So the cancellation is here S1. There is something different. Okay, this is how the common definition. So when you would like to create, suppose you created in real time as F2 as GF2 or YF2. So then your invoice list will be controlled by LR. That means, so all your invoices supposed to be controlled, then there should be a copy control between these two. Okay, let me show you that one. VTFF. Okay, so here comes the discussion. Okay, so what is that? So this is F2 to LR. You can able to see this. This is the source. All sources will be controlled to create as a target. All F2 invoices will be consolidated and created as a LR. Let's try to check the header for some details. This is the routine, which is very, very important. A header level 016, which will be useful. And let's come to the item. Okay. So you don't require because item details, because once you are consolidating all the net values or taxes, you don't specifically require anything at item level. Probably someone with their observation, they might ask some entry question on this also. Okay, so this is the copy control between these two. Okay, so let's try to check. Okay, let me try to create one example. Copy control already standard exists, so it doesn't matter. And I'll try to create a couple of invoices, and how it will be consolidated I will show you. Okay, let's save this. Okay, now let's try to create a delivery. So it's a bit faster. I need not explain this process again and again. You can follow my YouTube channel to learn all these things. For detailed learning, you can able to try with my, what I would say, Udemy courses. So let me check once whether I'm showing you right screen or not. Okay, this is fine. Let's save this. First invoice got created. So it ends with the 26. Let's try to create one more invoice. The similar way you can able to give a try with credit memos also. Let me try to create this one. This time probably I will take 2 line items. Let's save this. Okay. Delivery for these 2 lines, and let's try to pick the quantity. PCI. Okay. Now let's try to create a bill. So now we have created 2 invoices, one with a single line item, and second one is for a difference with 2 line items. Now go to VF21. Okay, let me show you again the transaction. The transaction is VF21. Okay, to create a invoice list. So when I click this, I just try to consolidate these two invoices put together. Okay, 26 also we have created, right? Let's select this. If you really want, you can able to choose as LR here. Okay, so or else if you don't, if it is not required, if you have multiple, then you have to choose. Now you can able to see this. The net value is 1200 and tax amount is 228. The final amount is 1428. Okay, so let me show you one thing. /o vf02. Let's try to make an observation about this one.